Episode number 90 of
90.
Table Talk. Cannot believe that I have put up with these two for 90 episodes. I am Mo Lightning. To my left is the lovely and talented Lindsay. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm 90. Wow.
Yeah. You look good for 90. You do.
Thank you.
You don't look a day over 70.
Okay. All right.
Which is the same compliment I want to give to the lovely and talented WWE Hall of Famer Devon Dudley. How are you, sir?
Damn, I was going to say something mean. Now I can't say shit. Damn.
No.
Since you put it like that, Mo, damn.
Way to go.
We in the second half of the program will have an update on the bet, of course, all revolving around The Miz on Dancing with the Stars. We'll talk about that, talk about Halloween costumes, maybe get some Halloween thoughts from our guest, who we have a lot to talk about, including his recent travels, a former WWE champion, the one and only Drew McIntyre, everybody.
Welcome.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Good. How you doing? Hey,
Marvelous.
Drew, does it get weirder, or are you used to the fact that when you get introduced on a podcast, you know, you're so used to hearing like a lot of cheers or boos, or if you're a bad guy or a good guy, you get the cheers, but is it still weird just hearing the people running it just go, yay, like it's a very big audience?
No, I like it because a lot of the time they just sit there staring at me, like if it's local news or national news, and they don't actually watch WWE, and they're thinking, who is this guy? And I know I have to win them over. So if you know me already, like yourself, and are for fans, like your colleagues, then it helps massively. And I feel like we're friends already, and I don't have to sell you on the product and Drew McIntyre or Drew Galloway, the real guy behind Drew McIntyre.
Nice.
Although the amount of people already just coming in chanting your name is like as much as you can typing wise. Pretty impressive.
I see some people in the background. I assume this is former guests. There's like random pictures, and I see this big beard. Is that Otis at the bottom?
Yeah.
Before he lost the beard and started looking like the guy in Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he really does look like that.
Yeah.
So Drew, you were recently just in the UK. How was that, buddy?
Amazing. I'm so sweaty right now. As I was just working out downstairs, trying to kick out this jet lag that still got me. But it was worth it. I've not been home in the UK for almost 2 years now. I've not seen my family in the UK for almost 2 years. And the fact that I got to do a tour, our first tour internationally since COVID hit, and we're in Newcastle, London, Cardiff, and Glasgow was the final night. Every night was unbelievable, basically sold out every single night. The crowds were loud as hell. And that very last night, being at home, 10 minutes from my university I went to, 30 minutes from where I grew up, looking out into the crowd and seeing all my fellow Scotsmen and Scotswomen, and also my family, my wife sitting right there, was just unbelievable. And we had a little bash afterwards. I don't know if everyone saw the picture with myself and all the baby faces lying on top of old Happy Corbin at the end of the tour. We had a little celebration in the ring, sent everybody home happy, including all of us, and everybody was buzzing to be back on tour.
That's cool, because I know, the UK, Scotland, all of that. It's just that anytime Bubba and I went over there and wrestled with the company, whether it was WWE, TNA, or even went over there with independent stuff, we had always had a good time in those places. They were really cool. The fans were great. And I think a lot of it contributes to the fact that, the U.S. fans, I think, take us for granted because we're here, we're in the U.S., they see us, maybe 3 to 4 times a year live.
There it is.
There you go.
Nice.
What a fun night.
I said, we come back, it's like 3 to 4 nights, and then all of a sudden, you do the same thing again because now you got the new year. But when you go overseas, they only see you once a year, maybe 2 if they're lucky. So when they do see you, they show you the love. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
I agree with that. Although right now, like everywhere we go, just because of the times we've been living in, and we haven't been to Chicago 5 times a year, New York 8 times a year, kind of oversaturate perhaps certain markets. Like everywhere has been unbelievable. Everywhere has been loud as hell. I've spoke to some of the fans in person and meet and greets that we're able to do once again, and they've told me that we'll never take it for granted again. So I'm going to hold them to that in America because they do get spoiled sometimes. But internationally, you say the UK crowds, for example, don't get WWE too often. So they are very appreciative, but also we're really, really crazy in the UK. Like I've been to every American sport. I've been to baseball games, American football games, basketball games. Like in the crowd, when the fans are going crazy, they're not really going that crazy. If somebody's standing up, shouting at a player, getting on their ass because they're not, giving it their all, everyone kind of looks at them and judges them like, come on, mate, calm down, sit down. It's just a game. In Europe, if you're at a soccer match, a football match in Europe, and you're not standing on your feet for the whole game, you're not shouting, and you're the one sitting, you're probably going to get a ball off your head. We're very passionate about the things we love in the UK, and that includes wrestling and WWE. So it's going to be electric no matter what if it was 365 days a year.
Are UK fans like Brazilian fans that in football, soccer, you accidentally let the other team score, or gives off your foot, and then in the goal, do you murder the goalie too, or do you draw the line at murder?
I mean, in the UK, we might draw the line slightly.
Okay.
In certain parts of Europe, they have literal fireworks getting set off in the crowd. That doesn't happen in the UK. It does get a little wild in certain parts of the world.
That is awesome. Love that you were able to travel back home recently. The first time you were the face of the company during the pandemic era, to be able to go back and represent, that had to just be a flood of emotions.
Yeah, it was in every possible way, from professional aspect and being announced, as the first ever British and UK WWE champion and Royal Rumble winner, which is unbelievable when you think about people like, William Regal, Wade Barrett, the British Bulldog. Nobody ever won the big one. I was the first one ever. And it was crazy. And to interact with people in England and Wales and Scotland and talk about that, and that I was able to make history in that way, is something that was unreal, and able to celebrate it back home. And then most of all, seeing my family. The last time I was in Scotland in the UK was 18 months ago. I was on a promotional tour. I went to London, spent the day there, and then I went to Scotland in Loch Lomond to film a commercial for BT Sports, our television partner in the UK. I arrived there in Scotland. The next day, I was supposed to see my family. After filming this commercial, I got a text at 1 a.m. from WWE saying, we have to pull you out right now. Things are, getting, not good. So we have to get you out there right now. So I woke up everybody who was sleeping at 1 a.m. and said, get out your bed right now. We're filming this commercial. I've got to leave 4 hours early. We got to get this thing done. And I don't know if you remember, there's a piece before I wrestled Brock at WrestleMania that was training in the Highlands. I was carrying the big barrels, climbing up the mountains. And I was standing on top of the hill screaming Lesnar. Like, that's what we filmed at like 6, 7 in the morning. Because I had to drag everyone out of bed, filmed all of that, had to head straight to the airport and flew back to America. And it was chaos as I was traveling back to America, and I never got to see my family. I found out on the way back they had a surprise party for me. BT had arranged a surprise party with my family, with my friends, with people I'd wrestled with over the years. It was going to be unbelievable. We're going to film it. Yeah, and then I had to come straight back. So just to think about from that moment where I was so close to my family and now getting to see them.
Yeah.
And just looking out, the main event in the Hydro, everyone's back together in a building. The atmosphere was just electric. We had such a fun time at the show. And the next day, being together with my family again, we got a nice restaurant, a room to ourselves, all of us just catching up for hours. Just really meant the world to me. See my nephew for the third time. He's 3 years old now. All he does is say no to everything. All he likes is dinosaurs. Like, he doesn't care there's Uncle Drew, wrestles in WWE. He just sees me as the guy that climbs out of television now and again. He gets to see every so often. I had to pretend to be a Tyrannosaurus Rex, so he actually cared about me. So it was really nice to get together with them, and then have my wife there and represent WWE, the Global Citizens event in Paris. So we got to go to Paris together. And enjoy, Paris. My goodness, you're a couple, you go to Paris, it's pretty cool, but also be part of such an amazing thing and help the planet at the same time. So that was really cool. And also when we argue in future, if she's listening right now, I win every time because I'm the guy that took it to Paris.
That'll last you for a while, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Next 20 disagreements. Oh, they're mine. Okay. What's that? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Are you your friends, boyfriends, and husbands taking them to Paris?
I guess we won't go back sometime, honey. All right.
Oh my goodness.
That's good stuff.
So, Devon, what do you hold over your wife's head when you argue?
Oh, that's good. Oh, this is good. Here we go.
Coupon shopping.
Oh.
Okay.
My wife is an addict.
Uh-huh.
She can't help herself. And you two were at my house. You saw my garage. Yeah. You saw my pantry. Yeah. I've got 10 times the amount that I should have of freaking laundry detergent, freaking snacks, everything. And it gets to the point where I'm like, listen, you can't do this every week. I'm running out of room. I mean, I'm literally at the bottom of the house in order to keep up with all the stuff that she gets. But I got to give her credit. She freaking gets amazing deals. She got like a whole big thing of Tide detergent. She got like 4 of them for like 3 cents each.
Oh,
Because there's a thing on Instagram and social media period where you have professional couponers and they show other people how to do that. Yeah, my wife is part of the mix now.
Just making
I
a
mean,
note of that right there.
you'll
On Instagram.
he'll never have dirty clothes, and we know where we're all
Never.
going for the apocalypse.
Yeah, and I mean, forget about it. Water, Gatorade, you got it. We got it.
We got toilet paper.
It's sickening.
Next
I mean,
pandemic.
Wow.
Listen, next pandemic. Yeah, Drew. It's that bad to the point where I've got a whole row of just toilet paper and paper towels. It'll probably last you for the next 2 years.
Well, we're all learning a lot today. We're going to learn about wrestling, life, to get the best deals from Devon over here.
Yeah.
Drew's
This is an exciting
garage.
chat today. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the toilet paper thing, after like toilet paper mania, when like everyone was running out, I said, screw this. Like my wife and I just moved to Nashville 2 months ago. That's where I'm at right now.
Cool. Yeah.
And I said, I'm getting one of those bidets, one of those Japanese toilets that I experienced at the Japanese tour. I have one in here. So when everyone's after that toilet paper, I'll just, don't need it. Living in the future now.
I was going to say, Drew's garage has all this workout equipment. It's a gym. Devon's garage is a fallout shelter.
Yep.
So
Not like that.
He's prepared.
Listen, if Walmart goes out of business anytime soon, I have it in my garage in my house. Come shop with me.
There we go.
Yeah. But I will say, if you do come, you have to wear a mask. Social distancing.
Okay.
There we go.
I'll have each one of my kids at the cash register making sure that all the money is being given to the Devon Building Fund.
Gotcha.
Yes.
is this separate from the Devon Aruba fund that we talked about?
Oh, that's
recently?
right.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
So we incorporate the Vegas fund in there a little bit.
I gotta ask Uncle Vince about that one. Let's see if Uncle Vince can give me a loan.
We know that Vince and the powers that be behind the scenes kind of determine where everybody's going in the draft. But we do have a question from Taboy123 wants to know, if you could pick a brand, Drew, what would you pick? Stay on Raw, move to SmackDown, go back to NXT. What would you choose?
It's a tough one because since I've returned to WWE, obviously I started with NXT and I came back to Raw in 2018. And we've been through a few drafts since then, and Raw has kind of become my home. So I can't imagine not being on Raw. But at the same time, a change of scenery, a fresh environment, a fresh start, a fresh coat of paint is not necessarily a bad thing. So I'm honestly torn, and just like everyone else, I'm going to find out on the night, I'm sure. No matter what anybody thinks, I don't know. I honestly don't know right now what's going to happen. We saw on Raw on Monday, I came out and made my intentions known that I'm coming back for the WWE Championship. Now that Lash is no longer champion, I can contend for it, but it might also have been a waste of my time because I might get drafted on Friday. If that's the case, then I'm going to go straight for Roman and the Universal Championship because my eye's always on the top prize no matter where I go.
There you go.
And speaking of the sword, we know you used it to thrash a motorcycle, but when are you going to use it on an opponent? When are you going to cut a bitch?
It's a matter of time. I'm bringing it to the ring, so it would be a complete waste of time if I didn't inevitably use it. And everybody goes, man, I thought we're wasting time bringing it to the ring. You finally used it, and I'll be the one saying, what do you think was going to happen? Jinder had a chair, and he swung it at me, and I swung the sword. And if you slow motion it, my sword is very close to his fingers, and I assure you that's not a prop sword. His fingers would have came right off. So one of these days, when the time's right, maybe the third hour of Raw, you can get away with a bit more.
Nice.
It only takes one guy to mess up where you say, listen, I'm going to swing the sword, duck, and they don't duck, or they don't see the sword, and boom, it's over. In my opinion, that's a break spot. That's a compelling break spot. If you ask
Yes, that's very compelling. Losing a compelling break spot. Losing a couple of fingers is pretty compelling, I guess.
Exactly.
There was a reason it was Jinder swinging the chair and not the more inexperienced guys. We ensured it was Jinder and I for a timing perspective.
That's great.
That is awesome. John wants to know, first he says you were incredible on Raw during the pandemic era, especially as champ. What were some of your favorite matches or moments from your title reign?
Oh my goodness, it feels like a lifetime ago now. First of all, thank you very much for the positive words. Some of my favorite moments. Oh my goodness, thinking some off the top of my head. At the was it TLC with AJ, I really enjoyed. My first title defense, a match that gets overlooked a lot, is myself and Seth Rollins when there was no fans there. That was a banger considering we had no crowd and we really didn't see each other before that match. A lot of that happened as you were watching it live. The biggest thing of all, I guess, was my program with Randy Orton. You know, I'd always worked my entire life to become WWE champion. Obviously, I didn't expect it to happen in such unique circumstances and kind of have to redo the way we've always done things. But Randy at that time was operating at a different level. And Randy Orton's already like one of the best, if not the best in the world when it comes to character, in ring, on the microphone, every aspect of professional wrestling. He's a master. But if you remember during that period, he was feuding with Edge and somehow he was even better. He somehow upped the game of being the best. And I knew when I was champion, okay, Randy's my Joker. If I'm the Batman, I'm not Superman as a character. I'm flawed. I've had to overcome a lot. And I knew if Randy's going to be my Joker, he's the one I have to step up to. I have to prove myself on the microphone. I have to keep up with him in the ring. I have to keep up with him as a character. And if I can't do that, I don't belong as WWE champion. So that period working with Randy and having to step up and show I belonged at the top of the mountain was probably my favorite because I feel I really did step up and learned a whole lot working with Randy.
Awesome. Now, have you guys worked together? Like, has Devon produced any of your matches or anything?
Yeah, I think I did
Must
a
have some
couple.
point. Yeah.
I don't know if I had you when you were champ because I know that's given to the top guys that are there in terms of producer wise. But
You're the top guy to me.
Yeah. How are you not?
Well, I think Michael Hayes has a little bit more clout than I do.
No, I always enjoyed picking your brain. This is awesome. That's the thing. Like looking backstage, like when you see some of our producers, it's just insane. Like myself, especially as a lifelong wrestling fan, and like sometimes you don't forget, but you know you get used to it, I guess. But I always try and keep perspective, especially since I've got fired and came back with a whole different mindset. Is like, my goodness, there's like Devon Dudley, there's Jamie Noble, there's Michael P.S. Hayes, and we've got all these unbelievable agents. And we get to pick their brains, and every single one of them have had such different, diverse careers and know so much about the industry that if you're thinking to yourself, I need to do this certain spot tonight, I've got this angle tonight. Wait, that agent did something pretty much identical. I'll go pick their brain. So we're so fortunate as WWE superstars. We have the agents like Devon backstage that we can pick their brains at any time. And if you're sensible, like you never get too big for your boots because you can certainly always learn from our agents.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's one of the greatest things, it's mind-boggling to me is that a lot of times when people try to pick my brain, it's more about the ECW run than it was the WWE run. It's the weirdest thing. And we had the most success, I think, in the WWE run. Not only, money-wise, but I think on a bigger scale. But it's amazing how a lot of the guys that are talent now come to me for the ECW stories and knowledge about that than they do the WWE stuff.
I'll tell you why. Because I think a lot of us are of a similar age. I'm 36. Everyone thinks I'm in my 40s. I've been around for so long. I debuted when I was 22. But that obviously running WWE was just unbelievable. I had the incredible TLC matches and the likes. It was just from a match perspective and characters and get the tables. It was awesome. It was very entertaining. But in ECW, you guys had real heat. Like real heat, the kind that doesn't really exist in many places now, like causing riots. That's the kind of stories we love to hear about because we don't get to see that anymore. It's like, tell us about the night. There was almost a riot here, or there was a riot there. That's the stuff we like to hear.
And some of the stuff I can't tell because of the fact that I don't think I passed the limitation of avoid going to jail.
Oh, yeah, you can tell us backstage. It's not this.
Hey, D, I have you move your microphone a little bit closer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Yeah.
All
right. You had just mentioned this a moment ago. Byron wants to know, what was it like getting the call to come back after being let go years prior?
Well, I mean, you know what? Hold on, Drew. Before you answer that, we're going to take that question. Plus, I think I wanted to ask this as well. You came the first time, and then you came back. Which one would you think, or would you say that you enjoyed the most, the first run or the second run? But of course, answer Byron's question first.
Okay. You have to remind me your question in a second if I answer this one first because we got it right here on the screen. But what was it like in the callback to come back? Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was interesting that when I was initially fired, the goal right away was go out and prove myself, and hopefully one day I'll be back in WWE. And I said that, I remember on Jericho's podcast was the first thing I did. And I said, I'm going to go out, learn a new hold. I'll be back, whenever the time is right. But I was so fortunate that things worked out in a way that I never believed possible. That I started working in so many places across the world, really grew my name, and became somebody who was making a difference to all these brands across the world. And, WWE, the name WWE, that's what sells our product. You put it in the marquee, people come to see WWE. And unless you have like a Cena or a Rock on there, generally that's what's going to sell the product, WWE. But I got to the point, and I was so fortunate, people believed in me, gave me these opportunities that my name, Drew Galloway, my real name, was literally making a difference to business all across the world. You put my name in a marquee, it made such a difference. And in Scotland, for example, we saw the crowds go from 1,500 people to 4,000 people to 7,000 people for the biggest independent show at the time in 30 years. And it got to the point where I was like, man, maybe I won't be back in WWE. I've been so fortunate from a professional standpoint. Money-wise, I'm making more than I ever made in WWE, which blew my mind. Creatively, I'm so fulfilled. I don't think I'm going to be back. And when my Impact contract lapsed and my wife and I elected we weren't going to re-sign, I was trying to decide the next move, and I told her I think it's Japan. New Japan is somewhere that I would fit in. I've got people talking to me right now about going there. I think that's the next step. And before I made the moves to go to Japan, William Regal, who's a friend of mine, always been a mentor, gave me a call and said, before you make your decision, whatever you're going to do next in your career, just take this call with Triple H. Now, look, I don't have to explain to you, as you know, Triple H is. So I said, oh yeah, of course. I want to speak to Hunter. I've always respected him. He's always been great to me. And on that phone call, it was probably like a 30, 40-minute phone call. He told me he'd been watching me this whole time, and he told me stuff that had happened throughout that time. So he had been watching me. And the biggest thing that caught my attention was he was not just proud of me, how far I'd come professionally, but how far I'd come as a man. And I was a boy during that first run. He'd seen it evolved into a man. Especially from a business point of view, and he was very happy to see that, but also made it clear it's time to come home. And I made it clear to him I'm not willing to go to Raw or SmackDown right away. Got a good thing going right here outside the company. I feel like NXT, that's somewhere where someone can make a difference, be a leader, pull people up, teach them lessons, good and bad. It's a constant revolving door of talent heading to Raw and SmackDown. And the audience, they know what I'm doing right now. They know who Drew Galloway is or Drew McIntyre, who I am today, not who I was before. And it'll be easier to educate them there while making a difference. Then when the time is right, I'll go to Raw and SmackDown. And he said, well, that's the plan anyway. That's what I was thinking. So we're both on the same page. It was clear after that phone call, it was time to come back to WWE. So they called me as my point, which was pretty cool. And which one was more fun? The second one, because I'm freaking relaxed this time. The first time around, I was so tense and nervous all the time. I got signed from university. I was 21 years old. I came straight to America from my parents' house to worldwide television. My laundry wasn't doing itself anymore. These things called bills started appearing. I was just overwhelmed. I was on television, and my first match, I believe, was Zack Ryder with the Major Brothers, with Brian Myers and himself. I had him in a hold, and the referee told me, work the hard camera. This was my third week in America. I was on Smackdown, the fastest developmental call-up. And I turned to the referee and said, what is a hard cam? I had no idea. We didn't have a TV show in Europe. It's certainly not one where we were kind of educated in the nuances of working television. So I had no idea. And I was nervous the whole time. Even when I went to FCW, learned so much from Steve Kern, Dr. Tom, Dusty Rhodes, Billy Kidman, Norman Smiley, learned such a wealth of knowledge, was much more comfortable. I was still so nervous. I was thinking about my next move all the time. In promos, I was trying to learn every single word on the piece of paper. And when I was talking like this and trying to remember all the words. And then I sounded like a robot, like a lot of people do today if they try to remember all those words word for word, because it's freaking impossible. Get the point, get bullet points, put your character in there, be yourself, be relaxed. It's easy to say. Then first run, and it took going out there outside of WWE to have the microscope off of me, to relax, find myself, and realize just be yourself and turn that volume right up. It's easy to say. I heard it my whole career, but until the light bulb goes off, you don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And I think that's what a lot of guys nowadays, you get that call that says, hey, we're going to let you go, but we're going to keep an eye on you. Sometimes it's such a downer that it deters them for what they should be doing. That's getting themselves ready to come back, working the indies, doing your thing, making a name, like Drew said. Sometimes they get discouraged off of that phone call and it's over. You know,
be honest with yourself as well. Like, look for those negatives. Like, I had to look in the mirror and say, this is kind of on you. You weren't giving it your all. I had a bunch of personal things that happened that kind of made me go off the deep end and start, partying a bit too much and not focusing on the negatives where I can improve. But you got to be honest with yourself. Look in that mirror and say, all right, clearly something wasn't there they're looking for, and don't go out there to start burning the company. There's no point of burning bridges. Like, be honest with yourself. Look in the mirror and go, where could I improve? Oh, okay, I could improve in the ring in this area. I got to work in the character more. I'm getting your underpants. How's my body look? Does it match my character? Am I speaking clearly? Am I getting my promos across when I'm put in situations like this? Am I coming across the way I need to come across? Am I representing the company the way I should represent it? Don't just think negative. Just go, okay, positive. How can I improve? How can I better myself? And you don't necessarily think it's just, I'm going to go back to WWE no matter what. So I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to do the best I can do, be the best I can be. When the time is right, they're going to come back for me.
And that they did.
That they did.
They came back for you. And it all proves the point is that just because you get that phone call doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. Go out there and build yourself. Yeah, it's almost like it's like your fault if you don't while you're working with the company to learn how to do that, because that's the one thing I've always said. If you had the WWE machine behind you, it's almost impossible to go downward. The only way you can go is up. That's why as they're pushing you or getting you to a level, you need to pay attention to how they're doing it, because when it comes time for them to let you go, you can build yourself up and you know how to do it.
Yep, 100%. And there's so much opportunity right now. Like, I watched that period from 2014 to 17, independent wrestling just grow and grow and grow. And wrestling outside of WWE is the healthiest it's possibly ever been. It's certainly for 30, 40 years. There's so much opportunity out there to go out there and grow and better yourself. And yeah, if you can honestly look in the mirror first thing in the morning, I say this all the time, look in the mirror first thing in the morning and say, I'm going to give it my all today. I'm going to leave no stone unturned. I'm going to find the positive even in negative situations. And at the end of the day, look back in that mirror before bed and say, I gave it my absolute all today. Because you can't lie to yourself. And you keep repeating that every single day. Trust me, things tend to work out. And I know all about this because I've done it a couple of times, and I detail it all in this book right here, Drew McIntyre, A Chosen Destiny, where you can learn all these lessons in book form.
That was good.
There you go.
I like
that was very good. I want to get to two more fan questions, and then I know we have to let you go here. This one's from Gabe. What's a dream match of yours? Maybe a former superstar or a current one?
I mean, my favorite wrestler of all time is Bret the Hitman Hart. So I would have liked to have wrestled him in his prime for sure. And, he was always, he's great against everybody, but especially against kind of bigger guys. And I can imagine just the physical nature of the match, while also the technical nature. I imagine he'd be messing up my leg. And that'd be pretty fun to sell that body part with Bret working it. So that would have been great to get Bret in his prime. But since we've got Devon there, let's try to think of a match for about myself and Sheamus versus the Dudley Boys in a table match.
That would be hard hitting.
Okay.
Yeah, like I know, let's say Devon just, oh God, since he hears the name, me and Sheamus is the two most physical or stiff guys in the whole of WWE coming out with weapons.
No. I was the easy guy. Bubba was the one that knocked the shit out of you.
I wrestled Bubba one time in England. We actually had a pretty good match in Newcastle, I believe it was one time. And yeah, it was pretty physical. We laid into each other, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, see, I mean, it's all good. It all depends. Certain people could take the stiffness, and other people can't. And I think you and Sheamus would have gave me and Bubba a run for our money, no question. When it came to that.
I don't know, Devon. I think you'd be pretty pissed off if Drew came after you with the sword. I mean, if he started swinging that, it
is no DQ in the table match. And
there's no DQ, so it's
the
legal.
sword is there, yeah. I mean, I had a street fight in Europe every night, and people were saying to me, like, why don't you use the sword? So I made sure in my entrance, like I did my thing where I raised up the sword and I dropped it and left it there. I've been bringing it to the ring recently, but I didn't want to be in a position where, even though no one's going to probably say it's going to stab him, for making sense within the confines of the professional wrestling world, I didn't want to bring it to the ring. And I'd mentioned in the microphone I wanted to give Jinder a fighting chance. That's why I never brought the sword to the ring. But I really did try and think of a way to use it. I just couldn't think of something logical.
And last question I have from the fans, and I chose this one on behalf of Lindsay. You're going to appreciate this one here.
Oh.
Dante wants to know, after your wardrobe malfunction with the kilt, did the seamstress fix it so it doesn't happen again?
No, I don't know what happened either. I tried to get it undone. It managed to. Actually, I know how I started it. I took the hook that's supposed to go on the right side of my kilt, and I put it across my body and latched it where I'm supposed to open the kilt. So I basically trapped myself in the thing. So what's happened initially, I usually rip it off and it got stuck. And then in a situation where you're going to look silly, you either look silly or get angry, or you just roll with the punches. And I decided to make a bit out of it just as I tried to get out of it. Byron Saxton's the ring announcer there. I've known him for years. I knew he would play off of me and react accordingly. So we just did a little bit, had fun with the crowd. And then finally, when it came undone, it was hooked to the top of my gear somehow. I don't know how it happened. It was still attached. So I'm just glad it never happened on TV or Vince saw the clip, or it could have become a weekly.
Brand new gimmick for you.
There you go.
Was that a hush?
I know we said the last question, but this will be the ultimate last question. There's a viewer out there that wants to know, does Drew really wear anything underneath that kilt? Is he a true Scottish? And does he wear anything under the kilt?
On the show, yes.
That's weird.
Yeah,
what?
Against my will on the show.
Yeah.
Because I have to rent.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. But generally, no, absolutely not. I hate that I have to do it on the show. I really do. Because I'm very, very Scottish. But, we're rated PG. So.
Yeah, I guess.
I heard NXT's trying to be edgier. I mean, maybe you go back to.
If I show up at NXT, all bets are off. I saw what Braun Breaker said last night, and I guess S is the new word of the day, and wrestling companies right now.
That's great.
Of course, the WWE Draft kicks off this Friday. Continued luck to you, and thank you so much for your time today. If people want to follow you on social, if they don't already do so, where can they find you?
Good question. I believe it's the one with the tick. D. McIntyre, WWE. And if any Drew McIntyre's message you privately and start telling you they need money or thanks, my dear, for being such a big fan, it's not me. If it doesn't have the tick,
that wasn't
you. So sorry about that. The amount of times people message me and I see them, and unfortunately, some people have believed them and sent money in the likes. Just if it doesn't have that tick, please, it's not me.
All right.
Fantastic.
Hear that, Devon?
Yeah, don't worry. I won't hit you up on a DM. I might hit you up in person at the shows, but I won't.
Ask you for money.
I got you.
Okay. Yeah.
Devon's Paris fund. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So many
it's
funds.
very lovely. Very, very lovely. Awesome. Well, thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Been a fun chat. And, brother, I'll see you at TV next week.
You got it. I'll see you next week, Drew. You take care of yourself, buddy. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go. Lindsay, do you feel better now that you...
I feel, yes, I know. I was, God, it's really bothering me. I needed to know and wasn't sure how to get the question in. So I really, thanks, Devon. I owe you one. Just kidding. I don't.
You do owe me one.
I don't owe you anything, actually. I regret saying that. Instant regret.
Listen, I would like to say, I tell you what, I don't know who's next. We're going to find somebody.
We haven't talked about it yet.
No,
we actually had this planned, this stretch of stars for a while, and we're planning for number 100, but we haven't talked about 91 yet.
Yeah. So, just to let you know, Mo, I am on the last episode of American Horror Stories, the Apocalypse.
I thought you meant you were going to be on a show, and I'll be like, damn it, I have to watch the show.
Hold on, but it's I will say, the last one I saw, which was almost a spinoff of not a spinoff, but it was kind of like a story about, I guess, the election, the Trump and Hillary, and that was like, I was like, wow. I was like, you talking about realistic here? You can't get any realer than that.
Well, now I know the new season has been like a series of short stories and stuff like that. So the one that is still or just wrapped up airing. So Devon, you at least have something to look forward to.
Well, I will say this. I kind of agree with you. Like the hotel, I thought was the best. The hotel one, I thought was the best. The carnival, I thought was okay. I was expecting a little bit more from the carnival one.
And it could have ended 4 or 5 episodes sooner than it did.
Yes. Yep. Now, but I will say the last one that they have on Netflix, which is the 1980s theme,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought that was phenomenal. Because again, I'm an 80s kid, so to see all these references like Billy Idol and who's the lady? She wasn't on that episode, I don't think, but the music was Fleetwood Mac.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was
Stevie
on the
Nicks.
show.
She was
Nicks.
on Coven.
Yeah, she was on Coven. I mean, that was
like
good.
the only season I watched.
I liked Coven. Coven was good, but again, the 1980 ones was kind of like a very good one for me.
Made them feel young at heart.
Yeah,
It did. It made me. It brought back. It made me go back through a time machine.
Oh, all these murders! Such a great time.
Gotta love it.
Memories.
Wasn't it at a camp? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I know. I think I saw some of that.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was good.
Though.
No, this is one. If I wasn't
Squid
moving,
Game.
I would be watching Squid Game right now.
What is Squid Game?
So basically, it's a Korean TV show where these basically a bunch of people are broke, that they're financially unstable, and they're given an option that they can be a part of a game show or they can continue struggling. If they win the game show, then they win lots of money. They don't have to worry about things anymore. However, if they lose, they're dead.
Is this real? Or is this
No,
like a show?
no, but
I was like, wait a minute.
But it's done in a manner that it's supposed to feel real.
Huh.
So like red light, green light is a game. And if you get caught moving on red light, there's snipers taking you out.
Oh,
so
that's serious.
People are comparing it to the Hunger Games and the Saw movie franchise.
Oh.
Because it's brutal. It's dark. But it's apparently a really good story, and you really get attached to the characters. So Devon and I will likely have to watch the show and then talk about it.
Okay, I would definitely.
So did you say, is it scary too, or is it just like psychological, like?
Probably all of the above, I would assume. You know, you got the actual physical violence.
Yeah.
Devon, you got an invite to come to Illinois if you like the haunted houses. Dante also says check out Stranger Things if you haven't done so yet, Devon.
I saw a little bit
That's
of
a good
it.
one. I do like that show.
I saw a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got season 4. They're starting to tease right now. So
finally, it's been like 12 years.
That. Yeah, exactly.
I tell you what, if anybody has made money off this pandemic, big time, it's all the streaming, Netflix, Hulu. Oh my God, it should have been great to be in that. Oh God, I wish.
Now, let's talk about streaming services. Whoa.
Sorry, I am back.
Whoa. Yeah. You flashed there. Devon was messing with his audio.
That
there.
was weird.
Yeah. So there's actually, it was something I saw in the news today. The topic of if you could choose only one streaming service. Because now there's so many. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus, Discovery, is that one now? I mean, like there's so many. Lindsay, what would you pick? What would you pick? What would you choose?
I would choose Apple TV.
Okay.
Because it has
is there a reason why?
Yeah, it just has a lot. It has a combination. No, it's not free, but it has a combination of different, like.
That's where Ted Lasso is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I started watching Ted Lasso, so maybe that's why that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Okay. All right.
But it has a lot of things that other streaming services provide all together. So it has more options, I think.
Okay. All right. And that's where that's where the Jon Stewart show is going to be, right?
Oh, I'm not sure.
You're like, I don't know.
I don't know. I know.
I'm not going to watch
there's
that.
some other good shows on there, like the morning show.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
What about you, Devon? What streaming service would you pick if you could only do one?
I'm going to say Netflix. I'm so used to it.
And wrong answer. For you, it should be Peacock.
Oh, yeah.
Because the WWE Network. Come on. What a company, man. You are not. No, I'm sorry. What were you saying? What's your real answer?
That's so funny.
It's Netflix.
Okay. All right.
Still Netflix.
And
okay.
I mean, Netflix, I don't know if it's the original, but it's definitely the one that led the charge over the last couple of years and the one that became most popular. And that one actually is the number one choice. Again, I told you this was a part of a news article. 41% say that's the one that they would keep, with Hulu being number 2 and then HBO Max number 3. I would pick Disney Plus only because I'm that much of a Marvel Comics fan, Marvel Studios fan. I need those shows.
Yeah.
I need those shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. But of course, Netflix, the home of Lindsay's favorite show.
November 17th.
Wow, she's all excited. She knew exactly.
What day is that of the week? I think I'm off that day.
So are they gonna interview him in jail?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah.
That would be a Wednesday, apparently.
Okay. I can't make the show, guys.
So
Maybe just take a break.
I got plans.
No, I'm asking a serious question. Are they interviewing him in jail?
According to the trailer, he's got some part in it.
Oh,
Where he's on a phone on like a really crappy signal video, and looks like he's in jail.
Well, I think the connection between where he is and where they're filming the documentary, I think they're gonna have a bad connection.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it looked like it was coming from jail. Is what I was getting at.
Gotcha. Remember when I told you every day there's some type of truck here dropping off something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a big FedEx truck coming, and he's got like 9 different packages. So every time I asked Taylor, I said, Taylor, what did you get this week? Oh, I didn't get anything. So why?
Probably 10 packages if you weren't home.
Jesus.
Lindsay just got that. Okay.
Oh my god, Lord, children.
Wow. But are you excited? Are you going to watch the new season of Tiger King, Lindsay?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You don't
What
know?
do you think?
It should be. I think you're going to. I think you'll break down. But there's no Carol Baskin in it.
Oh, really?
They asked her to be on, but she said that she didn't like how she was portrayed in the first season.
I can't imagine why she didn't want to be on it.
And then the producers apparently offered the chance to clear the air, and she still didn't trust them to actually do the right thing. So she asked them to lose her number.
Okay, well,
Are you reading
I'm
that
sure
from
her own story.
I do my research, Devon. I do my research.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
okay.
And because I read it, so yeah.
He's up to date on the pop culture.
It's my job to know pop culture stuff. So
I mean, that's great because I feel the same way because I am a big, huge fan, especially winning a bet back-to-back of Dancing with the Stars. I think this is going to be great.
Wow, he's doing the segues for me. I don't even have to try.
It's fine.
I think it's going to be great because when Miz actually blows away the next 2 rounds, it's going to be great. He can listen. He can dance. He can dance horrible. As long as he gets past the 3rd round, and to me, it's going to be hard for him to lose. With so many WWE fans just watching and even if it's bad, they're gonna vote for him.
Yeah, I did underestimate the power of the WWE fandom. So
yeah, don't ever underestimate the WWE universe.
It's okay.
Well,
they are strong voices.
There's still time.
Strong.
There is still time.
Yeah.
So for anybody that may be new to the show, you tuned in because Drew brought you in. So they have a bet. The 2 co-hosts of mine have a bet about Dancing with the Stars and how far Mike the Miz Mizanin is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
This a follow-up to a Carol Baskin Dancing with the Stars bet that we had last year or last season, whenever that was. And I went back, listened to the show. It was in the Damian Priest episode where basically Devon is making the bet that Miz will go farther than Carol Baskin. And that's why 3 eliminations is the number on this one here.
3.
So if there are no eliminations, that doesn't count as a week, though. That doesn't count.
Right. Okay.
Either for or against anybody. That just becomes a null week there. But
well, the thing is, if I'm not mistaken, we've already got down 1 elimination and Miz made it through.
Yep.
Just
so
one.
Now,
we still have time.
2 more to go, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's over.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up. For some reason, I believe Chris Jericho was eliminated in the 3rd round in Dancing with the Stars way back when, even with the WWE fan support, because the numbers weren't high. And the Miz scoring 24. It's 2 weeks in a row. His dance has got 24 out of 40.
40.
Last week we thought it was 30 because none of us really watched the show. But we'll still bet on it.
I mean, why not?
But 24 out of 40 doesn't impress the judges too often. So even if the fans vote for him, he still might continually be put in the final group or the those in trouble, Devon.
So let me just say this.
Uh-oh.
If Lindsay loses, she has to dress up in a schoolgirl outfit like she did before. And she has to stand up this time and show us. She can't just send one little picture of her sitting down and that's it. So then off the air, I said, that's fine. I'll even give you a little break here. Why don't?
Actually, it's maybe even better than that, Dante. You wait.
Well, Dante, here's the problem. She never said that. So therefore.
No, it's going to be better.
So Lindsay, let me go back. So Lindsay has to stand up if she wants. She can take 3 pictures and show us those 3 pictures. 3.
I don't remember there wasn't 3.
There was
just
3.
1.
Take 3 pictures. What's the
Okay,
heck? Just
I'll take 3 pictures.
What are you scared of?
I'm just trying to.
You have no faith in the people that believe in you. Wow. Wow.
Well, there's a lot of people rooting for you on this one,
Oh
Devon.
my God!
Yes.
Well,
and the unfortunate part is, if I lose and Lindsay wins, then I guess just to say she's beautiful, and that's it.
Oh no, that's. I don't think that's what it was agreed upon.
Now, Devon has given exact numbers for like the pictures and everything that you have to provide, Lindsay. This is the time for you to get him back. He's got to dress up like Peter Pan.
He's dressing up like Peter Pan.
So what else does he have to take pictures too? Like what are you thinking? Get
revenge,
Lindsay.
Well, here's the deal. Well, you can. I mean, either way. So the only reason why I suggested the pictures is because I know that you're not going to want to get up and stand up in front of the camera. So if you take the 3 pictures prior to and send them, then you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for being so considerate.
See, I was being considerate for you.
Yeah, I see that.
See?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, do you think the best defense is a good offense? Maybe he's trying to work with you, so this way, if he loses, you'll be lenient on him.
Right. No, yeah. I'm on to him.
Never even crossed my mind.
No.
Really?
Devon's just a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Oh, is he
As if he
now?
wants you to stand up. So
Exactly.
you can,
okay. I
show
see
off
where
the
you're going
outfit.
with that. Okay. Yeah, that was good.
Listen, I got people on my side that really wants the Miz to win now. So they'll be calling in to vote. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking into the camera and I'm going to say this.
Wait, okay, hold on. All right,
Oh, there you go.
If you want to see Lindsay in that schoolgirl outfit, we need to make sure that Miz makes it past the 3rd round. That's it. Now, well, he has a chance of taking it all, whatever, but Lindsay needs to wear that schoolgirl outfit again and show it off. So, therefore, vote for the Miz.
Ow. Now, if it makes you feel any better, Lindsay, I am not voting at all in this thing. I'm just trying to make sure that we know the stipulations. I'll give everybody the update so we all are on the same page.
I hope I don't get billed for every time I call.
They do say charges may apply.
A collects or no opposite. Yeah, no, I think it's a paid.
Definitely don't want to see Devon in a Peter Pan outfit.
Oh, you a lie, Dante.
I thought you liked me. I thought we were cool. Come on.
Yeah, see, you just ruined any chance of taking Lindsay out on a date.
Why?
I mean, but like, I thought you were cool, is what I was saying, Dante. Come on.
Dante, you done blew any chance you had, even remotely close for you taking Lindsay out on a date or anything.
Yeah, that's not happening. Sorry, buddy.
Well, and this leads us into our last topic here, at least the last one that I have planned for the show here. 2021's most popular costumes, the Halloween costumes, with the hunted holiday coming up in about a month's time. Peter Pan and or Archers not in the top 10, Devon.
I can only imagine. I can't see, certain guys dressing up in green pajamas and a hat with a feather in it, thinking he's a young boy. That's just
and then
not
kidnapping kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not no.
I've always liked the horror take on Peter Pan because to me that's very, I don't know, almost more realistic than Yeah.
You know what I have never seen? I've seen the Michael Myers, of course, the Freddy Krueger.
I bet you've
I've
seen it all.
I've seen the Jason, but you know what I've never seen anybody dress up as in full gimmick? Or I should say full costume if you don't know what gimmick means, but the Linda Blair, The Exorcist, the white gown with the stuff on it and the mask and the actual realistic mask. I've never seen that before.
I can't say I have either.
I've seen dolls and stuff. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Mm.
Cute.
That's how I'm going to do the rest of the show for you, Devon.
Cute. Look, you can't even look at it.
Get the tables.
Yeah. You can't even look at it. That's
I
right.
can't.
And I keep that near the computer just in
For
case
that
we ever
reason.
bring that up. Yep.
I'm so happy you're moving but I hope it gets lost in the mail.
Oh no.
He
Oh, no.
won't.
I'm going to
He
keep
will
that
not
with me.
lose
Like
that.
everything
I want
else
to
going to go
move.
on the truck. That picture is staying with me the whole time.
It needs to get lost in the move. It really does.
All right. So
Okay.
general topics, general ideas of costumes. What do you think for adults the most popular outfits are? Costumes this year.
This year, I'm going to go with something pandemic related.
You know, like COVID-19.
Like
Somebody's
the COVID-19 or,
Yeah.
I don't know, just
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I don't think it will be, but how about The Incredibles?
Okay. All right. Nice.
Okay.
So licensed characters are on the list. Going general though, the number one costume for adults in 2021 will be a witch's costume,
oh.
Really?
followed by vampire.
Yeah, vampires. Okay.
So that makes sense. Followed by
Okay.
ghost, cat, and pirate. People are so original.
So just the same thing everybody goes for every
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
It's just still
Then you start breaking it down. You go Batman, a zombie,
Mhm.
Superman, the Joker, and then a
I'm
tie
thinking for
between
Superman.
Spider-Man and Dracula.
what? That's a
No.
weird tie.
No Michael Myers or Jason?
No, and
Boys?
no Harley Quinn, which if
Yeah.
you go to a Comic-Con is everywhere.
There's like
Deadpool is
25
everywhere.
Harley
Yeah.
Quinns. Yeah. I was trying to think. I went into Spirit Halloween recently, and what the first thing I saw was, and it was
I mean, you think it
was Harley
Mandalorian,
Quinn
Baby
and-
Yoda,
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
something that's kind of relevant, more
So-
relevant than a witch.
Again, that's for adults though. Do you think it changes any for kids' costumes?
Yes. No. I bet
Yes.
we
No.
got witches and Batman and ghosts for
Well,
kids too, and cats.
Peter Pan's not on the kids list either, so
Darn
Devon,
it.
you don't have to worry about that.
Darn
The number one, Spider-Man,
I was just about to say Spider-Man or The Incredible Hulk.
followed
Let's go
by
Batman.
a princess at number two.
Mm-hmm.
What about Batman?
Now, number three.
Hmm.
But if you do Spider-Man as a princess or a princess as Spider-Man, you are combining the best of
That's
all worlds right
amazing.
there. Yeah,
That's cute.
Had a guess for Paw Patrol off
Patrol.
screen there.
Yeah.
A witch,
Patrol.
a ghost, pumpkins, Superman, a zombie, and any combination of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's
Sure.
for kids. And are you the cruel owners that dress up your pets in costumes?
No, Taylor is.
Do you have the same one every year, or does she get
No.
something new?
She gets something new because she finds it on Groupon.
Okay, all right. So, do you know what this year's pet costume will be?
No, but I do know that she gave the dog like a little banjo hat, and then Talia took it. And then
Oh my gosh.
Talia took it, and then she started wearing it. It was the funniest thing. And I'm sitting up there going, "What is she wearing?" And it was a little banjo hat. It was funny.
Oh, that's
All
cute.
If I can get it up, I can show you guys.
We got pictures.
Wait, are we still talking about pet costumes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just got it.
Lindsay's like a second or two behind most of the show today.
It's so story of my
But
life.
that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, scene play. Drew was great. First half of the show is where
Yeah, definitely
Mr.
watch that.
McIntyre was. Any luck
Yes.
finding that there, Devon?
Yep, almost got it.
It's working hard.
I took so many damn pictures of the
Well, he's trying to get it up so
Mhm.
we can show us.
Yeah.
So of course he's working hard.
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
And there's
Wow.
Byron right there. If I can get it up, brah. Come on, Devon, say it.
Shut up, Byron.
Thank you. All right. All right.
Oh, it's hilarious.
That's becoming its own thing as well here on the show. Lindsay, do you dress up your pets?
So I tried a couple times with my little Chihuahua, and I feel like last time I put a little costume on her, she almost went into heart failure from panting so hard, and she also like doesn't remember how to walk. So I don't do that to her anymore. It's so sad. Now Ozzy, my pit bull, he does have a little hat I'll put on him.
What kind of hat are we talking? Top hat? Is he Abe Lincoln? Does he go as Abe Lincoln for Halloween?
I misspoke. It's reindeer ears.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And he
what, for Halloween?
That's for Christmas. Halloween,
Okay.
He's got, I don't have anything for Halloween yet. Sorry. And he has bunny ears for Easter. I don't have anything for Halloween yet.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. What is wrong with me? That's a good question.
Yeah, Lindsay, what's wrong with you?
If you wouldn't feel relieved by it, I would have kicked you out of the show right now for that blasphemous comment that you have costumes for your dogs, for your animals, but not for the holiday with costumes.
Yeah, that, what is wrong with me?
Devon, did you find your picture to show us?
I'm getting close to it. I'm getting close. Right. I'm getting close.
Then I'll throw this one from Shut Up Byron. What age is too old for adults to have Halloween parties and dress up? Never.
Never?
Yeah, I would say never.
When you're dead years old.
That's right. When you're dead, what he said. Dead years old.
I think it's great. I love dressing up for Halloween. I'll go to the radio station. I have no idea if any of my new co-hosts, any of my co-workers will dress up here in a month. I don't care. I'm still going to dress up, and I'm going to be that guy that makes it awkward. I don't care.
That would be that.
Now,
you
the
would
key
be that
is,
guy.
what are you going to dress up as?
I haven't decided yet. It'll have to be something I get down there, so I don't know yet. And I'll be getting up at 3:30, 4 in the morning for this gig. So I don't know how much work I want to put into it. So I'm not going to be zombified Devon Dudley or anything like that.
I mean,
too much work.
Yeah, that's. Oh.
And I just don't want to dress up like Devon anyway. But
I mean,
yes, you do.
It's a cool job and it's exciting, but I'm sorry.
So I don't know. I gotta figure that out. So suggestions are very much welcome.
Yeah. Okay.
Devon needs to dress up as Sam Jackson, Pulp Fiction style.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. Well, he said Sam L. Jackson, so he combined them. Yeah.
Samuel.
Yeah. And then Dante says,
Hold on.
I hate this. A serial killer because they look just like everybody else. I had a friend growing up, one of my best friends. See you later, Devon. Yep. He's like, hold on.
Sam.
And he's gone.
Yo.
This bothers me because I had a friend growing up who would go trick-or-treating with us every year. And this is what he did. Every year, he just wore his normal attire.
No effort.
It's a serial killer because it could look like you or me. And it pissed me off. I'm like, no, if you're going to Halloween right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like at work. People are like, oh, I'm a veterinary nurse. Well, you're a veterinary nurse every day. Hey, Devon. I know what I want to be for Halloween.
What?
Yours.
Oh. Is that Valentine's Day too, or just Halloween?
No.
Okay.
Just Halloween.
I love you. You're so nice to me.
See, just remember that.
It's just hard to be mean to you when you act like that. It's so hard, Lindsay. I try to.
I can't help it.
Even when you don't call a brother back.
I can't.
Still. Anybody that watches week to week.
Let it go.
We're still on that.
Still.
One time.
Don't call me back. Don't call me back. We were trying to get
It's not healthy to hold grudges.
Talia stayed up all night waiting for you to call because we had a question.
Don't bring her into this.
You know that little picture you got right down on your right side? Yeah. Your left side.
My right. This left. My left side.
Yeah, that little picture. Yeah. She's like, Daddy, no. She was like, we can't take pictures no more with Lindsay.
Bring her in here. Let me ask her that.
She's taking a nap right now.
Pet costumes this year, by the way, where I was going before.
The
bitterness brewed back up again. Most common costumes for pets this year: pumpkin, hot dog, superhero, a cat, or a bumblebee. So there you go.
I see a lot at work.
You should dress up your cat as a cat.
Pet costume fix at work every year. I'm gonna dress my dog up as a dog.
That is sad.
Makes sense. Devon, you got your picture, or did you give up?
I gave up. I can't find it.
All right.
Well,
if you do find it, if you come across it, we'll share it on the social medias, and we'll let everybody.
Okay,
yeah.
You don't have to be ashamed. It happens to everybody.
I can't. See, if I call Taylor, she's gonna want to be on the show, so I can't do that.
Oh no, and we're out of time. Oh,
darn.
Yeah. Taylor just has to reach out to us individually.
She knows.
Go probably pop in. So
yeah. It's a shame.
As soon as we know our guest next week, we will announce it. So make sure to give us that like and follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Lady and gentlemen, a pleasure as always.
As always. Thank you, guys.